Hello, creators. So I want to discuss my first step with my non-traditional 12 steps that I created to recovery that helped me stay sober. This video is going to be on the first step. Then there's going to be 11 other steps that are in individual videos following this one. So admitting is the first step. Admitting that you have a problem and asking for outside help and assistance is the first step, because you have to be aware that you have a problem. You have to be aware that your addiction is holding you back from experiencing full relationships, from creating something new in your life, because it keeps you in a hamster wheel of going in circles, recreating the same things every day, like a merry-go-round. I don't like merry-go-rounds. I don't know about you, but they make me dizzy and sick, and they're not fun. So if you want to have a more fulfilling life, you're gonna have to get honest with yourself. It's time to decide and be aware by looking around you what the problem is. Now, if you're doing a substance, or you have a gambling issue, or maybe you're addicted to sex, anything you do in excess, admitting that you have a problem with it, watching too much porn, not being able to go a day without watching porn, that holds you back from a very meaningful relationship. I just watched a movie, it's called Don Juan, it's on Hulu. And it was about that. Like, the man was addicted to porn and he lost a really good relationship because of it. It wasn't until he stopped watching porn that he was actually able to admit to himself and this other partner he was with that helped him realize this. And then losing that one great girl, but she was a control freak, so excuse me, so it actually helped him to realize that she wasn't the one, but because she couldn't teach him, she was just a control freak. But at the same time, losing that relationship helped him feel like he could face his addiction and admit that he had a problem. In my experience, me admitting was me realizing that what I was doing was not working. I had triple digits, top and bottom. I liked uppers. I was dope. So me having triple digits and ending up in the hospital needing fluids was a sure sign that I was done. I am trying to create and do too many things right now in my life to have that hold me back. The good outweighed the bad for me. In most cases, the bad outweighs the good, and people think it's more fun to be bad. In my case, it turned around finally for me. I'm 42 years old. It took that long. I'm a late bloomer. Maybe you are too, who's watching this. I mean, you could be my tribe if you were attracted here. Could be your story too. But triple digits, I mean, I didn't want somebody, I've heard of other people in my life I'm not friends with anymore and that I found out really weren't my friends, but people I had used with that had strokes. And that I didn't want that part of my story. I didn't want to have to relearn how to wipe my butt and have someone else doing it for me. I didn't want to have to learn all my cognitive skills again. All the good outweighed the bad, and I just didn't want that to be part of my story, and I just stopped cold turkey. I usually need a massive change like that, 180 turnaround, in order for something to stick, and this time it's really sticking. I'm sorry about the background noise. I need to get a better microphone. I live by a main street. So admitting to my children who were not aware of my addiction, they knew that I had people in my life that used, but they didn't ever feel like I did. I never explained to them how addiction works. And I did at that point. That was me saying to myself, admitting that I was done completely. Besides me just giving my bong away, like me admitting fully to my kids was a big step. They had no idea. That's how good I was at covering it up. So the ones that I held dearest to me were the ones that needed to know all my secrets, all of everything. So that way they would call me out on my shit and not co-sign my bullshit like the rest of the people in my life were doing. Also, my other rock and supporter, he's an amazing man. I admitted to him. My mom always knew. I never would deny it to my mom. I would tell her, I'll let you know when I'm sober. Just having her know was enough for me to continue my addiction without guilt. But me telling my kids was my first step with admitting that I was done. I went into detail and told them, you know, how I would cover it up and the signs. So that way I put myself on blast, so that way I would never not be called out if I ever did, for some awful reason, relapse. You have to have the courage after admitting to reach out and ask for help. You admitting is saying you need help. And having a support team is the #1 thing in that first step to get to the next step and to the next step. You need to have your support team. The only way you're going to do that is by getting honest with yourself first and then reaching out and admitting, not being in denial that you have a problem. That is what needs to happen in order for your sobriety to be successful and to start. If you are not ready to admit, then you're not ready for change, and this is not the time. But that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please come back and check out the 11 other steps. And bye for now. Oh, if you liked it and you feel it could help somebody else, please share it and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Bye for now.